Come with me to the Christian Singles Mixer in Dallas, Texas with If You Know, You Know Dating.
A few moments later.
Went to a singles mixer, and only women showed up.
This is the dark side of being strong, independent, and I don't need a man. It goes horribly wrong. This is a bad look specifically on black women. I don't know if the men got the memo or maybe there was a cover charge, but you can see all their tables, if you notice, are bare and dry. There's no food on them. There's no drinks. You know why? Because they were expecting single men to come there and entertain them, give them attention, give them validation, buy them drinks, buy them food, and they most likely weren't going to be interested in these men. They were probably going to say, well, we're not a good match, and have a bougie, stuck-up attitude, and I'm not going to settle. What type of man would want to come to an event knowing that the type of women that he's into, his own race of women, don't really like him, don't really find him appealing, or they're just hard to get along with? Because that's what this really is about. Now, I showed you two clips for a reason. One was, it seemed like a group of white women or that type of setting, and there was a black guy there, right? And he seemed like he was happy. He was all smiles, and the women seemed pretty pleasant, right? And the black women, they were sitting kind of, looking around and wondering, what's going on. And that's sad. It truly is, because that lets you know that men are starting to wake up. They're starting to say, you know what? I'm not taking any more of your mess. I'm not dealing with any more of your crap. Why would I spend my money? Why would I take my time, my energy, if you're really attracted to Pookie, if you're really attracted to Ray Ray? And those guys are in the streets. Those guys are at your houses. Those guys are nowhere to be found at those mixer events. This is sad, man. It's really insane. And it goes to show you where a lot of men's heads are. And they're not dealing with modern women's crap anymore. They're saying, I'm not going to this crap. Am I going to smash? Am I going to hook up? And if I'm going to pay my money to get into this spot, because most likely women don't even pay, let's be honest. Men got to pay. And men are like, you know what? If I'm going to get a bad attitude, if I'm going to get a woman who's going to, not have a pleasant demeanor about her, a nice feminine aura, what's the point? And a lot of men are thinking now, what is the point of this? And if I could just either pay for it, or I could just hop on a dating app, or I know you're attracted to certain men. And a lot of black men, I'm gonna be honest, they're not used to being treated well, being treated with kindness by black women. This is why a lot of them aren't there. See, men want to go where there's going to be pleasant, kind, feminine, fun women who are fit and in shape. They don't want to go around women who are going to be bougie, who want to have this sort of ego of I'm a queen, I'm a diva, no matter how big I am, no matter how much I weigh, I'm the queen. You got to worship me. Really? I'm telling you. And I believe it's, 3 men to every 7-8 women. That's crazy. That lets you know that these women are getting desperate. See, don't let them get you confused because they're online getting a whole bunch of thirsty dudes messaging them and saying you're beautiful, you're cute, and they're trying to expose their DMs. Look at all these guys that's after me. No, these women can't get men in real life. And this is what matters in real life. Men aren't really approaching women like that. Men aren't really going to these events, shooting their shot. They're not doing it because they're getting fed up. They're getting tired. Only man I seen in that mixer was the waiter. And looked like he was probably about to pass out free drinks or something. And those women most likely came with no money, little to no money. They weren't expecting to spend anything. That's why they're sitting there. They're sitting there like, well, where are the men? You know where the men at? The men that you want? They're most likely at that other event. The first clip. You saw one black guy. Woo-wee. It's a tough pill to swallow for these women. But you got to get old. You're going to get 30, 40, 50, 60. You're going to try to go to these events to try to find a good man. But all those good men that you want to see at these mixer and single events, these speed dating events, they're going to be like, man, I got rejected by those type of women growing up. I'm going to go deal with women of other races. I'm going to go deal with women who are going to actually, accept me and love me and aren't going to give me a hard time because I'm getting older. And a lot of women believe, black women specifically, they think that I'm a queen no matter what. No matter how much I weigh, no matter how bad my attitude is, no matter how poor I treat you, no matter how masculine of an individual I am, you better bow down, you better serve me. Well, guess what? I'm telling you right now, a lot of men, they're done. They're done with your mess. So you better wake up, you better say, you know what? What am I doing wrong? What's wrong with me? And you're probably going to have to start approaching men. I've said this before, and there's been women out there just doing this. You're going to have to start shooting your shot because men are getting tired. See, they don't think men have a breaking point. They think men just supposed to take everything and no, a lot of men are saying, you know what, I'm done. I'd rather have my peace than to have a piece of a pie. I'd rather have my peace of mind and my emotions not being drained as opposed to having some woman around me who, yeah, I might get some occasional sex, but she's draining not my money. She's taking away my joy. Men are choosing peace over you. And that's what women don't want because most women are chaotic. They have a lot of issues. They have a lot of baggage. They want to come to your doorstep and bring that mess and dump their trash onto you and expect you to take it because they're a queen, because they're a goddess, because they're these creatures. No. Men are going where they're being celebrated. So if you're not celebrating that man, if you want his resources and his time, his hard-earned money, his protection, and his all these different things, all these benefits, you better shape up. No pun intended. You better lose some pounds and lose the attitude because else you will die alone. You'll be sitting there at these mixers, sitting at home alone. Men want to invest in women who are feminine, fit, and friendly. And if you're not that, why would he put his money towards it? He's gonna go where there's fit, feminine, friendly women at. Just think of this. Why would any man want to go to work 10, 12 hours a day, get off work, and deal with a woman who's sitting there ready to give him lip, ready to talk back and give him a bad attitude? No, he wants a woman in the apron, naked, cooking in the kitchen so he can get something to eat and blow her back out and relax. Life is tough for a man. We have to grind day in and day out to become something. And if you think a man is gonna work hard to become something, then get around you and you think you gonna call him, oh, you ain't nothing, you ain't this, you ain't that. You are sadly mistaken. Life is meant to be enjoyed, not endured. And a lot of men are not gonna endure your mess anymore. This is just the cold truth. Woo. And a lot of men are actually happy. They're like, yeah, see, the reason they're happy is not because those women are miserable. It's because they're trying to get black women specifically to wake up. Look at what you're doing. This is a sign of times to come. Look at you. The tables are bare. The tables are dry. There's no men around. What are you going to do? Are you going to complain about it, or are you going to shape up? You're going to say, let me see what black men want. Let me see what type of men I want. Because that's what it comes down to. Men are the prize. We always get the last laugh in the end, period. And if you don't think so, go back and look at the video. All those women most likely chased Pookie, Ray, Tyrone, all these goofy guys who had no future, and then they want to get 30, 35, 40, 45, and oh, I'm ready for a good man now. It don't work like that. Those men that you really want, those good men that you're ready to settle down with and use as a retirement plan, those men, they've been rejected. They've been used up. They've been friend zoned. They were told that, you know what, I'm not really into you. You don't have that much swag. You're not really my type. Something about you, you just don't, you're not giving me that spark. So what happens is they get older and say, you know, let me go to other races of women. Let me go deal with this type of individual because my own women don't really like me like that. My own women think I'm a lame, I'm corny, I'm this. So all those engineers, those nuclear physicists, if you know who I'm talking about, all those men who are good quality men, who have good head on their shoulders, they're not being picked, so they're going to other races so they can have a good time, so they can be celebrated, so they can be loved. Everybody wants to be loved, especially a man who's working hard, who's doing the positive things in life. who's on a straight and narrow, who's not into gang or criminal activity. Those type of black men, those type of individuals deserve love, deserve a feminine companion, right? As opposed to Pookie Ray, he's all out here in the streets. He's incarcerated. He's fighting. He's basically a lunatic. He don't know what he's gonna do tomorrow. He don't know when his next meal is gonna come. But he's just out here. You women are hooking up with those men. You're having babies by those men. So continue to go with those men. The men who are quality, they're not checking for you.